Hey guys, DF13 here, and welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. In the last episode, we finished up the second half of the Day 2 trial, and we learned that the murder at the police station did not happen. However, that left the unfortunate fact that Lana had to have killed Jake Marshall. Now, we're going to try to find out the truth behind everything. What really happened in the prosecutor's parking lot. So, yeah. Oh, come on. Oh, whoops. Accidentally had it paused. Never mind. February 24th, 3:12 p.m. Wright & Co. law offices. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew the SLI incident was just another name for the Joe Dart killings. Since everyone's heard about these killings but me. Lana wanted Dart convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. What did you have to do with this killing, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you. Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. Didn't see that one coming. Well, anyway, let's just try talking to Emma. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day. Unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then, suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. When I saw that, it burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. A permanent picture. The moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. That's true. I may not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did. Especially not to Emma. Let's talk about that permanent picture I was talking about. What did you see in the instant that crime occurred? Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma. You've been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that incident. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago, I must have been 14. That's understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I said that when I grew up, I'd be a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies. I'd find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at that time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled to my sister's office. Why run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective office is in the questioning room already across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. After the Joe Dart case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective? I better have another talk with her. Well, nothing really more to talk about to Emma, so, let's go talk to, the other Miss Sky. February 24th, Detention Center, Visitor's Room. Lana. Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence? I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? Hold on for a second, guys. Or, never mind. But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana, Emma told me about you. That's not weird. Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details? Especially about that unusual change of jobs. I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today. Not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one, 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen. I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder in the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana, what the witness in the Star said. About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. Let's talk about Miss Detective Lana Sky. It's true, I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. He's still talking about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant? Then he was the vice head of the criminal affairs, but he still worked... Oh, whoops, that's Lana. Then he was the vice head of criminal affairs, but he still worked at the crime scenes. Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes and later use that experience in court. Gann's help in the SL9 case was critical in its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago.
Oh, whoops. I did that already.
Don't know why I thought it would just continue,
Or the marker would stay there. Anyway, dark investigation.
2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark.
Second in command. That means the chief detective was, no doubt, Damon Gann.
Yes, Damon Gann and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They even have the same office? We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho.
I would think so.
Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when the last murder took place. We tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. Detective Gann and Prosecutor Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages when Dark must have panicked. He waited until Gann and Marshall had their guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Detective Gann and myself. That's where he found me.
So you're the first person to run to the scene, Lana.
It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gann and Marshall were questioning Dark. Damn it. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood.
3 bodies.
Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious.
What did you do?
To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her. After all her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest.
Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident.
That's right. Quite a coincidence,
I don't buy it.
What are you saying?
There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident, just by chance.
But that case was solved 2 years ago.
At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved.
Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced that there was a ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of the case. Everyone needs to live the rest of their lives with their memories.
Oh, I don't know why the hell I get so damn tired when I start recording. It's annoying. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right?
Yes, the office that Damon Gant and I share. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself, the chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office, the site of the final SL9 murder. I believe indeed we should.
Alright, so now we gotta move over to, Criminal Affairs Department. February 24th, Police Department, Criminal Affairs. I don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere.
Things seem kind of quiet around here today.
You're right. Head of the department. Seems the same, though.
Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to?
Right. We can come back here later. God damn it. To the entrance. February 24th, Police Department entrance. Out of Bambina.
Oh, Mr. Marshall.
I never thought things turn out. Wait, what? I never thought things turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Que sera, sera. You never know what life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should know my luck would have run out when old Billy dried up this morning.
Billy?
Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner.
But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it?
Why would you prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I need to know the truth about, it was that one.
Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened?
Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me. All the detectives thought so.
What do you mean fishy?
Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, murder weapon.
Murder weapon?
You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's alright, but in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised.
Question?
The blade of the knife was not a perfect match that the victim sustained.
What does that mean?
It means there was a good chance that the knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. The fact had been concealed with forged evidence. That case left behind scars on all of us.
The scars that the SLIs left behind.
I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together.
How old was he? Your brother?
He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You don't mean King of Prosecutors.
Not that again.
What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor.
Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. The day the SLIs took place, that was the same day as...
That's right. It was the day of the evidence transferal.
Interesting.
It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered. The evidence locker was empty. Let's talk about these scars these people have sustained. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, commissioners would get suspicious. Now they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They?
Who are you talking about?
Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gann and Lana Sky. And Sky demoted all those people? I wonder why. Chief Detective Damon Gann is second in command Lana Sky. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of the duo. That case was the biggest step in both their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Gann, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Sky was totally different when she was a detective. that too.
Tell me, what happened to my sister?
Sorry, Bambina. Her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's only one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. Someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. Adios, Jake. Adios. Anyway, gotta go back to the Criminal Affairs Department again. February 24th, Police Department. Criminal Affairs. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted.
That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes.
Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks.
Wow, he actually talked to us.
With the chief prosecutor saying that she did in the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media in tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together.
I think festive is the word usually used for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office.
Just head across the hall to the office building and take the elevator up to the top floor.
Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything.
Hey, you're right, you can't go in there. It's off limits.
Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office.
Yeah, might as well go. February 24th, the Police Department, Chief's Office. Wow, this is quite the place. Whoa.
Where am I? In the chief's office, silly? At least that's what's on the door.
Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it?
Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Bach. I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes. Damn it, Emma. I never could remember where C was.
Oh, Gant.
Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant. That paper he was reading at his desk. So, Mr. Wright, have you been swimming lately?
No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately.
I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statements. Provocative statements? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence. 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. This is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. I can't quite seem to put my finger on it, though. Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has been long since over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. At the same time, all the same, we'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Huh. Looks like we aren't welcome. Seems that case isn't over with yet after all. What do you mean? Chief Gant denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? There's got to be a way we can get inside the chief's office.
Well, let's try going back into the police station, to the criminal affairs department again. February 24th, police department, criminal affairs. How many times have I said this already this episode? Like 4 times? Hey, pal. Detective Gumshoe. Were you in a meeting? I was, just taking a breather. My feet hurt.
From sitting so long in the meeting?
Actually, I had to serve everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth?
Edgeworth?
No. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battle's between you two in court.
That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said?
That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood.
Yikes.
Well, I might as well have a nice little talk with Gumshoe about Edgeworth's crisis. Well, how would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged.
Lana Skye is the guilty party here, isn't she?
Regardless, the prosecutor is responsible for the evidence he presents in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. Those who don't like him haven't been able to do anything but because of his amazing talent as a prosecutor. But now with this,
Are there really so many people who hate him?
in our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only had that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know of for making enemies. Hey, Dick! Keep up the good work! Yes, sir! Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat! Yes, sir! Gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir!
You don't have any problem with enemies.
Seems you don't have any problem with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack.
That wouldn't be good.
Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while coffee was brewing.
He seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth.
Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Dark left behind was during his final attack.
His final attack?
You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl?
Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl.
That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all.
Well, what was it?
Oh, well, let's see. I think it has something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forget. Let's all... Look, it's all written in here, somewhere in here, okay?
His powers of recollection never fail to impress. Hey, maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory.
Might as well.
Yeah, let's, do that first.
Oh, not Edgeworth's knife.
That was just so smooth, Gumshoe.
Here we go.
About this.
Hey, don't tell me that.
It has a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of.
What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in his locker.
On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. It was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler.
That's it! Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me.
Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again.
Yes, please, Detective. Again. Well, let's just talk to him about Dark's crimes first. Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman.
Businessman? What made him take the serial killing?
One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car.
With his car? So, it was an accident.
An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal.
An animal?
He killed the man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed the lady who saw the second crime. The kid walked by just then, so he killed him too. And then when he was burying the bodies, a jogger came across the scene and was killed as well. He finally turned himself in.
Seems
he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled to murder his final victim, Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but fortunately he was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that the last witness wasn't killed. That last witness must have been Emma. Anyway, about the murder weapon. This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at. It had his fingerprints on it too.
But no one's actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right?
That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken.
You don't have to take a good look to notice that.
Yeah, well anyway. Take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in.
Where was it?
The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet. Down to the last fiber.
That's pretty conclusive.
Yeah. I got Neil's autopsy report. Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know.
Can I ask you one more thing?
What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant.
It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was killed. The chief's out now and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around it, if that's okay.
Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door.
What? Really?
But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust.
Breach of trust?
Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you.
What about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's.
That won't work either. Data was deleted the day he died.
Oh.
So in other words, Gumshoe's our only chance of getting into that office.
I wonder if there's something we can show him that would make him change his mind.
I wonder too. Oh well. So, nothing we have can actually persuade Gumshoe. So I might as well go back to the other crime scene that we know of. You know, the prosecutor's parking lot. February 24th, prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. No one's here today, not even Miss Starr.
Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are.
We proved in court today that no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime.
Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in the case.
But instead it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty.
Hang in there, Lana.
We've got to find all the answers by tomorrow. Well, maybe our good friend Edgeworth is in. February 24th, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet.
There he is. It looks like he's writing something.
What are you doing here? You sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? I've had to live the past 2 years. I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me?
Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you.
That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So, what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. I just want to talk, Edgeworth. Jeez. So about that, forged evidence you know about, there's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I do can erase that fact.
But you didn't know, did you?
I mean that the evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error, my responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. That fact remains the same, no matter what excuses I might give.
Mr. Edgeworth,
I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why has it all come down to this? Even if Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Let's talk about tomorrow's trial. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First last year's trial, now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow's the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought the case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? That list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists? That's odd. That is odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor in that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but at the time there was only one thing on my mind. I'd use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture... something seemed strange about it. Now let's talk about the day of the crime. Could you tell us again what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over the station, right? I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Guess you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office around in the morning and drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, just odds and ends. Clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This. Oh yeah, Chief Gann asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right. Chief told him to go back, huh? That is odd. Anyway, let's show him the picture of Team Gant. This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes? That trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. I remember now. Remember what? That was the official prosecutor trophy used until that time. There's a story behind it. A story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. Contradiction. That's a little weird. Yeah. Hold on. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with two characters. The first means halberd, the second means shield. Have you heard this story? Me? Oh, sure. Everyone knows that. Why don't you tell me, though? For Emma's sake. Very well. Long ago in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with two items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute.
Objection!
Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive. But then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you've mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them better. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless. Thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolize... Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale entered the merchant at a loss for words, but it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. That's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'll have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, the halberd part of the award... 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Chief Gant. little weird though. I would just suddenly abolish part of the war that made it symbolic. Huh. Oh well. That's weird. Anyway, there's something we have to examine. This little piece of paper right here. I wonder what he was writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright. Let's take a look. You crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there. Just distract him. I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth. Is that stick of gumshoe out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground. Hold on. First, let me see what this girl's crawling around my feet. He didn't even look. What? Letter of... If you can't read, I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation. What? Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, Mr. Wright. I feel as if something inside me has died. But Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. The path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either. I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation. I wonder if I can use it for anything. Well, I think I know what I can use it for. Anyway, there's really nothing more we can do here. So let's get back to the underground parking lot. Excuse me. Oh, hello, Angel. Would either of you care for a quarter-pound of roast beef? The Star! Guess she's out of lunches. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Still, I never thought you'd go digging that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial is involved in the SL9. Not only that, but the murder occurred the very day that the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't all be attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know, the little scene I happened to witness. The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. Miss Starr's hatred towards Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure! Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though. Must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made him all the more desperate. Her? Lana Skye. My sister? The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gam. That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out. You mean with the forging of the evidence? Ugh! Goddamn. Don't get me wrong. Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear while other items were kept secret. But you didn't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She's being used? Anyway, the legendary duo. David again, Lana Skye.
2 years ago, Gant was chief detective and Lana second in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Jim and Gant's magnetism, in particular, was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he had. Incredible evidence? You mean... Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him though. I think she's talking about forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked, and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all more infuriating. Star. That's why. I'll never be able to forgive her. Why'd she have to turn so cold after that? Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief? That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position of chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control, and that no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor, he can control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude there must have been a reason for her to change. Last. I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Starr. You listen to me, Ruffy. It takes more than just ingredients to create a fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Of course, Miss Starr. Anyway, for the 4th time now, let's head over to the Criminal Affairs Department. February 24th, Police Department, Criminal Affairs. Sorry about that. Oh, you're back. You're still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ. Got admired persistency, but my answer is still no. I'm not letting you in the chief's office. Period. You'd be my neck on the line. That office is the last crime scene in the SLIs. Alright, let's take a look at there. There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. There is. Considering how much Detective Gumshoe cares for Edgeworth, I think he might want to see this. Watch this crumpled up piece of paper. No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious! Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they've pushed him this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. First I thought he was as cold as ice, but now I know different. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence, but we betrayed him. Detective. That's it. I've made up my mind. But... Here, take my ID card. We can't do that. If someone found out, they wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this. For Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, Detective. Thank you. We will not let you down, Detective Gumshoe. We will not let you down. So let's head back to the Chief's office.
February 24th, Police Department, Chief's Office. Here goes, Mr. Wright. Open sesame. You don't want to find us now. Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Ah! Gah! What the hell? Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah! Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what's the point in giving us your ID card? Hey, don't do that to my card! God damn it. I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Sorry, we're all in this together now. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this. Yeah, let's talk about Gumshoe. Talk to Gumshoe, not about him. That desk on the other side of the room. Was that your sister's? Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago. Is no one using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gann's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. That's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. I don't doubt it. So ever since Lana left, no one ever touched that desk? No one except Chief Gann. And the cleaning lady who's in here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any closure, man. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think? Nah, you wouldn't be. No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now then, let's look around a bit more here. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone else tells you don't worry about it, you're supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go like that. Sorry, Mr. Gunn. Okay, so what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Gann might be a suspect, do you? What? Yeah, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? Chief Gann. So it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings. Yeah. There he goes, ignoring me again. No, I'm not ignoring you, Gumshoe. Anyway, let's check out this open safe right here. Well, it's not really open, it's a safe. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe. That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so. It looks like a code is needed to be entered in this panel to open it. A 7-digit number. I think I just might know what it is. Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try my birth date. It's... I don't want to hear birth date, Gumshoe. I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. I know what the code is. Huh. Just a hunch, but what is the one number that has not had any use in this, case yet? Yup. Bingo. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pal? 777777. The final ID card on that record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean 777777? That ID number? I think you're 1 7 shy this time. It's telling me one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number.
Say, anyone care to look inside?
Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away?
Look, it's a...
Shard from the broken cup. Somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before?
There's something else in here, too.
What's this? That's like a piece of leather cloth.
This is a handprint, isn't it?
Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, it was just a thought.
Is that it? Is that all? This is all that was in the safe?
Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it. And a broken shard from a cup. They look like pieces of evidence. But unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great. Now I have to prove their relevancy to get them.
How are these two items related to the SL9 incident? Come on, there's gotta be something we can show the detective.
Indeed there is.
Well, let's show Detective
Gumshoe that unstable jar. Gumshoe, did you have another look at this jar? Oh, let's put that back together. Oh, those were the days. Kind of early to be nostalgic. It's only yesterday, dude.
Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case?
That's right, one of the shards had SL9 incident sticker on them. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found. You mean this one that was in the safe?
Yes, that one. That was in the safe.
Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Here, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do.
Mr. Wright, here's some glue.
We can piece this together again. To prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. I think that was it. Yep. There. It fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. But... Hey guys, get a load of this. What is it? This piece you just attached is different from the others.
There's a reddish line on it.
A reddish line? Boy, I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe? That's kind of weird. Alright. Now for this cloth. Since there's a handprint on it after all, we might as well see whose it is, you know? Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, I know what that is. So, you want to take some fingerprints?
That's a great idea, Detective.
Alright, go to town. Sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints.
It's not your fingerprints we want to take.
Huh? Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe. Oh, I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humor? Where's your sense of fucking logic, Gumshoe? God damn it.
Alright, Mr. Wright, let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Then, once they've been absorbed in the prints, blow the rest away.
What do you want, Mom? I'll have to be told a million times. Alright, let's get this over with. Actually, I forgot I configure something on this. I will be right back, guys. Alright, guys, I'm back, and, let's get to the, fingerprinting. This middle finger looks like a pretty good imprint. Alright, so let's spray on the powder. There's a nice fingerprint right there. Now, let's try matching this to Damon Gantz. Oh, no, that's not a match. Huh. Okay, it's not Gantz. No, that doesn't match. Looks like we're out of clues this time. Yeah, but it was inside the chief's safe. Right, along with that shard. So that means it's gotta have something to do with that incident. The one that happened right here in this room. She's right. We should check the fingerprints of everyone who was here that day. Where I see it, there's a higher power at work here. You just gotta have faith. Okay, I actually just read in the guide and compared to Lana's. Wait, damn it, no. It's not Lana's either. Stupid. Whoops, Emma, I meant. Oh dear, Emma. No. How can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they? Huh? Oh, it seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Dark's prints. Psst! Hey, you! Over here. What's going on here? What are that kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. This is, not looking good. Anyway, Chief put something away in his desk last time we were here. Wow, look at the size of the Chief Dance desk. Speaking of that, we were here earlier. Oh, it's you two. Welcome to a flashback of something that happened about 10 minutes ago. This looks like a list of evidence. Here's the case. A list of evidence. In most cases, the lists runs twice as long as this. Hey, look at the case name. Huh? SL9 incident. I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what... No, about evidence lists. Normally they're twice as long. That's right, I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-sized list of evidence. That list of evidence. It seems too short. Then again, you were just here a couple minutes ago, and you should already know this. What would the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it! She must be hiding something about that case. It would appear so. Well, was there any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. Isn't that right, you in the coat? Ah! Chief Gant! We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in science. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run right into a pool. Just then, I thought of a certain detective. You mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you in the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But, sir... Now get out! Yes, sir! We'll be on our way too, then. Wait, you, the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I'd like a word with you. But, sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet. You with the spiky hair. You're free to go. Mr. Wright! Look, pal, if I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. It's hard to believe anyone could keep quiet about this all this time. Anyway, you listening to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police want to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. There's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. Who it is you're hiding behind those words? Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth, once you're convicted, you know something. No one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. Oh, whoops. Right, we're talking. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. An intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who may I ask is this person you're speaking of? The one I am supposedly so frightened of. What is this person's name? Take that! Well, Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I think she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about the circumstances? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Oh, whoops, I accidentally read my lines as her. Oops. Assuming he is respectable. Then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a court of inquiry for what you did. Specifically hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. Why is it that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant. Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly investigated that evidence was me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other. Damon Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just your words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case. Alright, proof. Oh, I know. The evidence list. Take that! I just found this in a safe in the chief's office. This jar piece, and this strip of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking the blame for it? Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the Chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. The murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car.
Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edward's car. The trunk was broken. I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body. Murder weapon? You mean Edward's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. The knife in the Silence. Serial killer Joe Dark's knife! I couldn't just leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edward's knife? That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand? Yes. It seems I got some blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Starr. Why'd you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be over again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible. So, you hid Dark's knife. The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. Word got out, which it would. The reporters had a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it. In Edward's exhaust pipe. Right. Then I called my sister to tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gand, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? He investigated the SLI's and murder. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, since after I spoke to him, he went off on this to his own. Oh, you mean... Not wanting the kids to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Officer Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he must have had disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room? I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial. I'm going to drive off Lana's evidence. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murder. What went down in the chief's office 2 years ago? Whew. Alright. That is it for now, guys. My throat is killing me, and this episode is done. Next time, we will be finishing off this case by starting the first part of the trial. I believe the trial is actually split into 3 parts. Yup, it is. Alright, so I will see you guys next time for some more Let's Play Phoenix Wright His Attorney. See you guys then. Bye.